You may immediately be able to see that some of these letters are backwards. Clearly, the ones on the right are jumbled up. Well, this is what it looks like for someone that maybe suffers from dyslexia. They can be flipped, and this is how they basically always see letters.
Right, and dyslexia is the most common learning disability, impacting 1 in 5 people nationwide, according to the International Dyslexia Association. So in Texas, public schools are required to screen students for dyslexia. But one North Texas mom says that her daughter fell through the cracks.
So she tells our Lacey Beasley if it wasn't for her persistence as a parent, her daughter might not have ever been diagnosed.
We have a family history of it. My older son is also dyslexic, and I noticed signs right away.
Emily King's children attend school in Fort Worth ISD. She says her daughter MJ started showing signs in kindergarten.
All of her letters were transversed, flipped, backwards, upside down. There was no sense to any of them. The other really big red flag for me was that she couldn't rhyme.
In 2017, state lawmakers passed HB 1886, requiring all kindergartners and first graders enrolled in public school to be screened for dyslexia. Emily says MJ passed all the screenings. Still, Emily says when she noticed something wrong and tried to address it with MJ's school, she says she was brushed off because MJ's screening showed otherwise.
The beginning of 2nd grade, she came home with her first little project that they had done, and she was so excited. And she's like, "Mom, look what I did." And she brought it to me, and it was unintelligible. I thought, how as educators have I gotten to this point where nobody has said a word? I finally was like, okay, I'm done. She's in 2nd grade. The statistics of girls, especially if they're not caught up by 3rd grade, they're 4 times more likely to drop out of high school.
According to the Texas Education Agency, in the 2022 through 2023 school year, nearly 300 7th and 8th graders with dyslexia dropped out of school. That number jumps to nearly 1,500 for 9th to 12th graders. And when it comes to reading, the state's test scores reflect a struggle there as well. The National Assessment of Education Progress ranks Texas 37th nationally when it comes to 4th grade reading and 44th in 8th grade reading. Within Fort Worth ISD, only 37% of students meet grade level for reading based off the spring 2025 STAR test results. The city of Fort Worth created a program called Literacy Roundup, which screens hundreds of children for the possibility of dyslexia. This year, out of the nearly 400 students screened, a third were found at risk of dyslexia. Caroline James is one of the leaders of the program. She says those undiagnosed students could be why some districts are not meeting grade level for reading and literacy.
Schools, I think, sometimes don't have the resources to accomplish the testing that they need to, and so whether they do it intentionally or accidentally, kids are lost.
And that was the case for Emily and her daughter.
It's still frustrating because she's still struggling.
Emily says it took them 6 months to get an individualized education program, or IEP, with the school, which allows her to receive learning accommodations. MJ started academic language therapy as a part of her IEP at the end of 2nd grade. While Emily says MJ is showing improvements, overall, she says it was too late.
I don't know that she will get caught up, and that will impact her for the rest of her life. And that's a failure on a district level.
Now, while working on this story, I reached out to the Fort Worth ISD for more information on their dyslexia screening process. I asked if the screening happens each year. What does it look like? How long is it? And how accurate are these results? I received a statement from Fort Worth ISD that did not address any of those questions, but instead says, quote, "We are committed to supporting all of our students, including those with dyslexia. However, due to federal and state privacy laws, including the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, we cannot discuss details of an individual student's education plan or accommodations." Now, I'm committed to finding answers around all things impacting education and literacy in Texas. If you have a topic or a tip we can look into, send it to texaseducation@cbs.com right there on your screen. Madison.
Lacey, some really important reporting because, I mean, so many parents, that parent is a great example.
Absolutely.
If she had not experienced this with her older child, she might not have known to be an advocate for her younger child or known the warning signs. So it just goes to show that this is really an education piece for parents to know what to do.